Hey there, interdimensional travelers. Buckle up, because we're diving into the chaotic cosmos of Rick and Morty, Season 2, Episode 7, Big Trouble in Little Sanchez. This episode is a wild ride through teenage angst, marital mayhem, and some serious vampire slaying. Let's break it down meme style. Tiny Rick, the high school hero we didn't know we needed. Our favorite mad scientist, Rick, decides to transfer his consciousness into a younger clone of himself.
What up, my Helsings? Who wants to hunt a vampire?
To help Morty and Summer hunt down a vampire at their school. Enter Tiny Rick, a pint-sized, guitar-strumming version of Rick, who quickly becomes the coolest kid in class.
This guy's amazing! I love Tiny Rick!
But as Tiny Rick basks in teenage popularity, his subconscious starts crying out for help through some less-than-cheerful songs and artwork. It's up to Morty and Summer to decode these dark cries and save their grandpa from eternal teenhood.
Morty, you have to help me!
Summer, he's happy! I'm happy!
Beth and Jerry, couples therapy gone wild.
I know about a place off-planet with a 100% success rate. Then it's settled, no need to pack.
Meanwhile, Beth and Jerry head off to an intergalactic couples therapy retreat to work on their tumultuous relationship. Using advanced alien technology.
Interesting.
What the hell is that? Take that back! You do not think that about me!
Their perceptions of each other are brought to life, literally. Beth's view of Jerry manifests as a spineless worm, while Jerry's view of Beth is a monstrous, intimidating creature. As these manifestations wreak havoc, Beth and Jerry must confront their feelings and work together to escape their own twisted perception. Vampire hunt, stake through the heart of high school drama. Back at school, Tiny Rick leads the charge in taking down the elusive vampire gym teacher.
Hunting a vampire with my grandkids! Fuck! Tiny Rick!
With his youthful energy and scientific know-how, he turns vampire hunting into the latest school craze. But as his teenage form starts to overshadow his true self, the real Rick's existential dread seeps through, reminding us that being young again isn't all it's cracked up to be. Final thoughts. Growing pains and relationship strains.
How can someone so talented die so young? What is being young?
Big Trouble in Little Sanchez serves up a hilarious yet poignant look at the struggles of identity in relationships. Whether it's Rick grappling with the loss of his true self in a younger body, or Beth and Jerry facing the monsters within their marriage, the episode delivers laughs and introspection in equal measure. So next time you wish you could be young again or understand your partner better, remember, sometimes embracing who you are and who others are is the real adventure.
Hey there, wasteland wanderers. Strap on your spiked shoulder pads and rev up your war rigs, because we're diving into the post-apocalyptic madness of Rick and Morty, Season 3, Episode 2, Rick Mancing the Stone. This episode is a high-octane blend of family drama, dystopian chaos, and more leather than a biker convention.
Let's break it down, meme style.
Jerry's farewell. The sad trombone plays. The episode kicks off with Jerry, now officially divorced from Beth, giving a tearful goodbye to Morty and Summer.
Robots are live and I took you off the wait list.
We'll see you every other weekend, though, right?
Absolutely, Morty. And your mom's lawyer says if I can get enough in the settlement.
Summer's response? A big ol' meh. Morty tries to muster some sympathy, but let's be real.
Bye, sweetie.
Jerry's pity party is as appealing as a soggy sandwich. As he sulks away, even the wind whispers, "Loser." Ouch. Mad Max mayhem. Welcome to the Thunderdome. To escape the awkwardness of their crumbling family life, Rick whisks Morty and Summer away to a Mad Max-style dystopian Earth. Think desert wastelands, murderous scavengers, and more metal spikes than a heavy metal concert.
And he wants more! No, don't!
Their welcoming committee? The Death Stalkers, a gang that makes your local biker club look like a knitting circle.
Summer's rebellion. Love in the time of hemorrhage.
Summer, channeling her inner Furiosa, dives headfirst into the nihilistic lifestyle. Catching the eye of hemorrhage, the Death Stalker's helmet-clad leader. Nothing says romance like bonding over vehicular homicide and looting, right? Move over. Morty's muscle madness. The arm's tail.
Ow! I'm working with a mixed bag here, so you may not have perfect coordination, Morty.
Meanwhile, Morty gets a literal helping hand, a giant muscular arm grafted onto his body. This beefy appendage has a mind of its own, driven by a thirst for vengeance against its original owner's killer. Morty becomes an unwitting passenger as the arm drags him into the blood dome, turning him into a gladiatorial superstar. The great isotope caper. Now what? Never one to miss an opportunity. Rick sets his sights on isotope 322, a glowing green rock that screams, plot device. His plan? Steal it from the Death Stalkers and harness its power for science key stuff.
Let's have this be our new life. Let's be post-apocalyptic scavengers!
But when Morty and Summer decide they're too cool for school, or, their actual lives, Rick resorts to creating android duplicates to keep Beth off their trail, because nothing says functional family like robot imposters.
Suburban nightmare. The Death Stalker's downfall. After Rick uses the isotope to jumpstart a new, more advanced society, the Death Stalkers trade in their spiked armor for suburbia. Spoiler alert, they hate it.
So I can assume you haven't murdered a single person today.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't mark my murders in my murder log.
Summer realizes that maybe, just maybe, the grass isn't greener on the other side of the apocalypse. Final thoughts. Family feels and fury roads. Rick Mancing the Stone is a roller coaster of emotions, action, and dark humor. It delves into how Morty and Summer cope with their parents' divorce by embracing chaos and violence. Naturally, the episode masterfully parodies post-apocalyptic tropes while delivering a heartfelt message about family and the futility of running from your problems. So next time you're feeling down about family drama, remember, you could always join a death cult in a barren wasteland. Or, maybe just talk it out. Wubba lubba dub dub. Hey there, interdimensional travelers. Buckle up, because we're diving into the twisted, technicolor nightmare that is Rick and Morty, Season 3, Episode 9, The ABCs of Beth. This episode is a roller coaster of repressed memories, questionable parenting, and more Fruppyland frights than you can shake a plumbus at. Let's break it down, meme style. Beth's childhood flashback. Trauma time. The episode kicks off with Beth learning that her childhood friend, Tommy Lipnip, is presumed dead.
It's Tommy. We know.
With his father set to be executed for cannibalism. Beth, however, recalls that Tommy might have been lost in Fruppyland, a whimsical, child-proof pocket dimension Rick created for her as a kid. Because nothing says I love you like building a rainbow-colored prison to keep your homicidal offspring occupied. Welcome to Fruppyland, candy-coated carnage. Determined to find Tommy, Beth drags Rick back into Fruppyland. With years, what they discover is straight out of a fever dream. Tommy survived by, getting intimate with the local creatures.
Dinner time! All right, that's it. I'm out of here.
And eating their offspring. Yeah, it's as messed up as it sounds. Tommy's now the self-proclaimed king of this twisted paradise, ruling over his grotesque creations. It's like Lord of the Flies, but with more edible undertones. Beth's revelation. Like father, like daughter? As they confront Tommy, he accuses Beth of pushing him into a honey swamp, effectively trapping him in Fruppyland. Beth denies it, but the seeds of doubt are planted. Rick doesn't help, casually mentioning that he built Fruppyland to protect other kids from Beth's violent tendencies. Ouch. Beth starts to realize she might be more like her sociopathic dad than she'd care to admit. Meanwhile, in subplot land, Jerry's rebound. While Beth is grappling with her existential crisis, Morty and Summer are stuck with Jerry for the weekend.
About Dad?
Bienvenue à la chez divorce dad.
Wow, Dad.
Surprise! Jerry's dating an alien huntress named Kiara. Things get awkward fast, especially when Jerry tries to break up with her by blaming his kids' racism. Pro tip: don't use your children as scapegoats when dumping a warrior alien. Chaos ensues, but eventually everyone parts ways semi-amicably. Classic Jerry. Back in Fruppyland, Beth decides to rescue Tommy by killing him and all his mutant offspring. She then clones him from a severed finger so his dad won't get executed. Because nothing says redemption like a little light genocide and cloning. Rick, ever the enabler, offers Beth the chance to clone herself so she can explore the universe guilt-free.
Baby, look at some of the shit you were asking me to make you as a kid. Ray guns, a whip that forces people to like you, invisibility cup.
The episode ends with Beth contemplating this offer, leaving us all wondering if the Beth we know is the real deal or a decoy. Fruppyland, fiascos, and family feels. The ABCs of Beth is a deep dive into the psyche of Beth Smith, revealing layers of complexity, denial, and inherited sociopathy. It's a darkly comedic exploration of nature versus nurture, wrapped in the absurdity we've come to love from Rick and Morty. So next time you're reminiscing about your childhood, just be glad your imaginary friend wasn't a mutant cannibal king. Wubba lubba dub dub. Hey there, interdimensional travelers. Buckle up, because we're diving into the chaotic cosmos of Rick and Morty Season 3, Episode 1, The Rick Shank Rickdemption. This episode is a wild ride through mind-bending escapes, intergalactic politics, and a quest for that elusive McNugget sauce. Let's break it down, meme style. Rick's Great Escape. 100 years, Morty. Our favorite mad scientist, Rick Sanchez, is locked up in a Galactic Federation prison, but you didn't think that would hold him, did you? Using some classic Rick trickery, he body hops his way out, leaving a trail of confused aliens and explosions in his wake. It's like Prison Break, but with more portals and fewer tattoos. Summer and Morty's graveyard shift. Back on Earth, now under Federation control, Summer isn't buying the whole "Grandpa's gone for good" story. She digs up dead Rick's portal gun.
Oh God!
Dragging Morty into a dimension-hopping rescue mission. Cue awkward family reunions with post-apocalyptic versions of themselves.
I really only wanted to stop by here for a quick "I told you so."
Looking for this?
Thanksgiving dinners will never be the same. Council of Ricks. More Ricks than you can handle. Meanwhile, the Council of Ricks is losing their collective minds over Rick's escape.
It's a trap! Abort! We never left it!
They send in SEAL Team Ricks, yes, that's a thing, to take him down. But Rick's got other plans, like teleporting the Citadel of Ricks into the same space as the Federation prison.
We just teleported into a galactic federal prison. I'm gonna go take a shit.
It's a Rick-tastrophe, economy crash, Rick style. In a move that would make Wall Street blush, Rick hacks the Galactic Federation's economy, rendering their currency worthless. Chaos ensues, aliens abandon Earth, and the Smith family gets their planet back. Who knew economic collapse could be so liberating? In the side, Jerry versus Rick, dawn of passive aggression. With Earth back to relative normal, Jerry gives Beth an ultimatum. It's him or Rick. Beth chooses Rick,
Oh, foot down time.
No, you're right. Where's the vodka?
Beth, it's him or me.
leading to Jerry's departure. Morty's not thrilled, but Rick's too busy ranting about a 1998 McDonald's Szechuan dipping sauce to care.
In 1998, they had this promotion for the Disney film Mulan, where they created a new sauce for the McNuggets called Szechuan sauce.
Priorities, right? Post-credits scene. Rise of Phoenix Person. Just when you thought it was over, the post-credits scene hits. Fammy's back, and she's resurrected Bird Person as the cyborg Phoenix Person. Looks like Rick's past is coming back to haunt him. Literally. Final thoughts. Szechuan sauce and shenanigans. The Rick Shank Rickademption is a masterclass in blending high-stakes action with the show's signature dark humor. From Rick's convoluted escape plan to the collapse of an intergalactic government, it's a reminder that in the Rick and Morty universe, nothing is off-limits, and everything comes with a side of Szechuan sauce. So next time you're craving some McNuggets, remember, it's not just about the sauce. It's about the journey to get it. Wubba-lubba-dub-dub. Hey there, interdimensional travelers. Buckle up, because we're diving into the wacky world of Rick and Morty, Season 1, Episode 7, Raising Gazorpazorp. This episode is a roller coaster of bizarre parenting, gender politics, and, of course, Morty making questionable life choices. Let's break it down, meme style. Morty and the Sex Robot. A love story? Our boy Morty convinces Rick to buy him a souvenir from an intergalactic pawn shop, a sex robot.
You know, I thought that robot over there looked pretty cool, you know?
Oh, it looks cool, huh? That's why you want it?
Classic Morty move, right? But surprise, this isn't your average pleasure bot. The robot, dubbed Gwendolyn, goes full alien and births a half-human, half-Gazorpian baby overnight.
Alright, uh-oh.
Uh-oh? What is that?
Morty Jr. is born, and Morty is thrust into fatherhood faster than you can say, wubba-lubba-dub-dub.
I'm a father now, you know? It's time for me to be responsible.
Rick and Summer's feminist adventure. Meanwhile, Rick and Summer zoom off to Gazorpazorp, the robot's home planet, to figure out what the heck is going on. They stumble upon a society where women rule with an iron fist and fabulous fashion sense,
Oh, I get it.
while the males are kept in check due to their ultra-violent tendencies. Rick's usual charm, red, blatant misogyny, doesn't fly here, and they end up on trial. But thanks to Summer's quick thinking,
He's my slave. He's my slave. He's definitely my slave.
and a well-timed fashion statement, they manage to escape execution. Morty Jr., the teenage angst speedrun. Back on Earth, Morty Jr. grows up like really fast. We're talking baby to rebellious teen in a day. Morty tries to keep him indoors by claiming Earth's atmosphere is toxic. Smooth move, Morty.
Daddy, can I go outside?
No, absolutely not.
But Jr.'s violent instincts can't be contained. After a citywide rampage, a heart-to-heart convinces Morty Jr. to channel his aggression into writing.
It's my son, and if you hurt him, you'll have to kill me, Rick.
He pens a tell-all book, My Horrible Father, and becomes a best-selling author. Into dollar bill.
Myth Jr.'s mind-bending novel, My Horrible Father.
Final thoughts. Parenting level interdimensional. Raising Gazorpazorp is a wild ride through the challenges of parenting, the absurdity of gender roles, and the consequences of intergalactic one-night stands. It's a reminder that in the multiverse of Rick and Morty, even the most outlandish situations can lead to some seriously funny and surprisingly heartfelt moments. So next time you're considering bringing home a mysterious alien device, remember Morty's lesson. Always check the user manual. Or better yet, just don't. Alright, you interdimensional hooligans, let's talk about the Whirly-Durly Conspiracy, aka the episode where Jerry finally gets to go on an adventure with Rick, and it's somehow even more awkward than you'd expect. Strap in, because we're diving headfirst into this chaotic masterpiece from Season 3, Episode 5, Rick and Jerry, buddy cop comedy from hell. So Rick, against all odds, and probably his better judgment, decides to take Jerry on a little getaway to an alien resort with an immortality field.
We gotta go. You gotta come with me, Jerry.
Rick?
It's important, Jerry. No time for pants, Jerry. I'll make you a pair of pants on the way. It's a Rick and Jerry adventure.
That's right, nothing you do here can kill you. Seems fun, right?
They all pay top dollar to come here and enjoy a consequence-free vacation. No death, no disease, no dismemberment.
Jerry, being peak Jerry, ends up falling into a literal assassination plot to kill Rick. That's right, assassination.
Would you help me kill him?
What? No, he's my wife's father. Move on.
Turns out, being a wet paper bag of a man doesn't stop Jerry from making morally questionable decisions when it comes to Rick. Classic Jerry. The Whirly-Durly, a death trap roller coaster. The resort features a roller coaster called the Whirly-Durly, a ride that takes you outside the immortality field just long enough for someone to unalive you. Naturally, it becomes the perfect setting for Jerry's newfound friends to try and off Rick.
I'm only asking you to go on a ride with Rick, get off the ride without Rick, and go home to your family.
But let's be real, this is Rick Sanchez we're talking about. He turns the tables faster than you can say interdimensional cable. The ride devolves into chaos, with people flying, shooting, and screaming. Basically what every theme park ride feels like when you're stuck at the top with a crying kid. Morty and Summer's body horror drama. Meanwhile, back on Earth, Morty's trying to stop Summer from self-destructing after her breakup with Ethan. How does she cope?
It's pretty complicated. I'm gonna call Rick.
By using Rick's body-altering tech to make herself bigger and, more attractive. Of course, it all goes horribly wrong, and Ethan ends up mutated into a Cronenbergian nightmare.
Call Rick! Thank you.
Morty, tired of everyone's nonsense, decides to teach Ethan a lesson with his bare hands.
Morty!
Don't Morty me!
Let's just say Morty's big "don't mess with Summer" energy is kind of terrifying. But also, chef's kiss, Jerry's redemption arc, kinda. Back at the resort, after Rick saves Jerry's pathetic behind multiple times, they share a rare heart-to-heart moment. Jerry admits he hates Rick because Rick makes him feel small and insignificant.
It's no time to be thinking about who did or didn't play a role in your attempted murder.
Rick, in turn, admits that Jerry is small and insignificant, but says it in a way that almost feels nice.
This is a mislead, right? You're inventing a thing to save me.
Look, if you squint really hard, it's almost a bonding moment. Almost. Post-credits scene, Ethan's eternal nightmare. Oh, and in case you thought Ethan was getting off easy, the post-credits scene reveals he's still a deformed monstrosity.
Morty, what's happening here?
Left to contemplate his choices, Summer wins the breakup by a mile, but at what cost? Final thoughts. Roller coasters, betrayals, and toxic family ties. A Whirly-Durly conspiracy is peak Rick and Morty chaos, with Rick and Jerry's toxic relationship taking center stage. It's equal parts awkward, hilarious, and oddly touching. Between the intergalactic murder plots and Morty's descent into protective older brother madness, this episode gives us everything we love about the show. So next time you're tempted to team up with an alien hitman to assassinate your ex-father-in-law, just remember, Rick Sanchez doesn't ride roller coasters, he destroys them. Wubba-looba dub-dub. All aboard the story train. Okay, so we kick things off in the weirdest way possible. Rick and Morty get trapped on a literal story train. Yes, a train that's powered by the stories of Rick's life. And not just any train. No, this thing is a literal story-generating machine, which, if you're keeping up, is basically the universe's way of asking, how many insane plot lines can we fit in one episode? Spoiler, a lot. Ticket to Ride, chaos ensues. First, Rick and Morty off the ticket taker, and boom, instant chaos.
Tickets, please. Dude, I'm sure you've got, like, so many tickets at this point.
Like, if you thought storylines were limited by narrative logic, this episode's like, nah fam, screw continuity. From here on out, every single moment is part of the plot explosion. Enter Storylord, the villain who won't quit. Then we meet the Storylord, who's like, if your average Rick and Morty antagonist had an unhealthy obsession with, well, stories. His whole plan? To harvest Rick and Morty's narrative potential to keep this train running.
God damn.
We already did this.
Yeah, we're talking next level fourth wall breaking because we needed a villain who's also a walking, talking plot device. Multiverse mayhem? Evil Morty? Mr. Poopy Butthole? Things get even spicier when Rick and Morty start hopping through potential universes, including one where Morty's an evil overlord, and another where Mr. Poopy Butthole is now on a quest for vengeance. It's the most weird fanfiction crossover moment you didn't ask for but totally deserve.
No, it's not. It's awful.
Deus Ex Machina. Literally, Jesus. Okay, here's where it gets wild. To save the day, Rick and Morty pull a Deus Ex Machina.
Oh, shit.
And by that I mean they literally call in Jesus Christ, voiced by Christopher Maloney, to swoop in and stop the story madness. He halts the train in the most divine way possible, by literally sending Storylord to a hell where writers go to die. You just can't make this up. The big reveal. It's all a toy, because of course it is. And just when you think things can't get crazier, Rick's like, yeah, all of that? It was a model train in the Smith household. That's right, all of this interdimensional, mind-bending chaos, all a toy. And you know Rick's attitude is like, whatever, just buy another one and call it a day, Morty.
I love it. You did the most important thing.
Post-credits shenanigans. And because Rick and Morty never lets you leave without at least one more joke, the post-credits scene is a commercial for the Citadel of Rick's Story Train toy set.
Then get ready for the Citadel of Rick's Story Train.
Story train.
Complete with mini figurines of Jesus and Storylord. Just imagine your grandma buying that for Christmas. Imagine it. Final thoughts. Meta Madness Mastery. So, never Ricking Morty is peak Rick and Morty, breaking the fourth wall, making fun of storytelling tropes, and generally going full meta in the most chaotic way possible. It's like if the show itself was having an identity crisis and dragged you along for the ride. But hey, when the story's this good, or confusing, maybe we don't mind. So next time you feel like everything's a little too much, just remember, you might be stuck on a train with a villain who wants to steal your life's narrative. Well, wubba-looba dub-dub, baby. Hey there, interdimensional travelers. Buckle up, because we're diving into the chaotic cosmos of Rick and Morty, Season 1, Episode 9, Something Ricked This Way Comes. This episode is a wild ride through cursed antiques, planetary debates, and some serious muscle flexing. Let's break it down meme style. Summer's new gig, working for the devil, literally. So Summer lands a job at an antique shop run by none other than the devil himself, going by the alias Lucius Needful. This guy hands out cursed items like they're candy, each with a sinister twist.
This aftershave makes a man quite irresistible.
Enter Rick, who sniffs out the devilish scheme faster than you can say, wubba-looba dub-dub.
What are you, like the devil?
What?
He sets up a competing business, using science to remove the curses from the items. Naturally, this puts a damper on the devil's sales. But don't worry, the devil bounces back with an online store, only to betray Summer by taking all the credit. Rick and Summer, not ones to take betrayal lightly, hit the gym, bulk up, and deliver a beatdown to the devil himself.
Bring it to Curse Purge Plus. I use science to uncurse the items for cash.
Talk about flexing on your enemies. Jerry and Morty's Pluto adventure. Planet or not. Meanwhile, Jerry and Morty get into a heated debate about Pluto's planetary status. Jerry's adamant that Pluto is still a planet, and his passion catches the attention of the Plutonians. They whisk him and Morty away to Pluto, treating Jerry like a hero for reaffirming their planetary pride.
Jerry, tell Pluto about your decision.
Pluto's a planet.
But plot twist, Pluto is shrinking due to overmining, and the Plutonian leaders are keeping it hush-hush. Morty tries to clue Jerry in, but Jerry's too busy basking in his newfound fame. Eventually, the truth comes out, and Jerry has to face the music and the angry Plutonians. Guess being a planetary hero isn't all it's cracked up to be. Final thoughts. Curses, planets, and family feels. Something Ricked This Way Comes serves up a smorgasbord of satire. From poking fun at the trope of cursed objects to critiquing corporate greed and denialism, it's a reminder that in the Rick and Morty universe, even the most absurd scenarios can offer a mirror to our own world, albeit a funhouse mirror. So next time you're offered a free antique, maybe think twice. And remember, whether it's debating planetary status or taking down the devil, family has got your back, even if it means hitting the gym together.